Hello and welcome to another episode of What If Civilization Start Over. In the last episode we saw a lot of things, but most importantly, we got a different map. You can see how detailed this is. Is able to fit everything on here pretty much accurately. But yeah, like, just looking at Canada, look how intricate this is. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, so I'm really excited to take a look at this scenario. Partly because of the new map and how intricate it is, but also I'm going to be speeding up the time a lot because it's going really, really slow. So yeah, we can immediately start off with the first event, which will be more exploration of the Italian peninsula. And it's going by very fast now. They've gone down. They now know what Sicily is. They've gone up a little bit and towards the Alps. And they're working more on naval travel. And the French are going ahead and moving upward. There are going to be a few pixels that are discolored, but yeah, so they're going up towards Germany, actually into Germany and then Poland, and but now they've given it a while, and those explorers from the Alps never came back, and they're going to send out more. And they're going to cross the Alps, and they're going to claim land as they go, and they're going to go down here, and then they're going to meet up with this Italian country. And this Italian country, before the French got here, they have expanded quite a bit, but it's not just them. There's also a new country over here that is on Sicily. And, there's also a new country over here on this part of Italy, so, yeah, let's actually look at the towns. But, yeah, these are the towns and capitals for now. But now, going back up here, the French have realized these guys established their own country, and they want it back, so they're going to go ahead and cut them off over here. And they're going to start to advance inward, and, they'll have a very bloody battle for the capital. Probably the bloodiest battle so far of the series. They will capture it, and they will just keep going down the peninsula. But right here, we see the Italians have another battle of their capital, which will go for a while, and they will start using very good tactics, even some more modern ones, to take back land, and they will retake their capital, and the French will start to evacuate their troops as they are having internal issues and rebellions, and the Italians will be successful in expanding. And, while this is happening, this country down here will expand upward and take a remainder of some of this land. So yeah, that's what's happening. But the French, like I said, are having internal issues. They are not doing good. This whole entire area of the Iberian Peninsula has broken away. And, why are these like this? Wait. Okay, yeah, let me fix that. But everything south of these mountains over here, I can't remember what they're called, but they break away. And that's a big problem, but even worse up here, the Dutch, let me try to get a more different color, but the Dutch up here have broken away and established their own country up here. and doesn't have that, but discolored pixel. But yeah, they establish their own country, and the French are starting to collapse. And, well, eventually, just a group of people up here will take over this area, and it will overall cause the country to collapse, and the rest of it will just completely fall. And, yeah, so there's wait, hold. I can't get that. But yeah, the French have collapsed. What? No, that's not what I wanted. There. Need to add at least one town. But yeah, these are, sorry, I should have just done this off camera, adding these capitals, but the French have collapsed, and this country hopes to fulfill what the French goals were before their collapse, and that is mass expansion. And these guys will go ahead and just kind of retake the land they just lost, and they'll go all the way over here to Poland. Why are there so many discolored pixels? But they'll go all the way over here, but unfortunately it won't go the best for them, as a area up here, well, not just an area, the entire area up here will break away. And you know what, for now, I'm just going to turn cities and towns off. I'm just going to focus on capitals, because honestly it's kind of annoying having to put so many more cities down. But these guys' capital will be right there. But with this, we see the time come for a war, as the Sicilians will march up the Italian peninsula, overtaking this country. And also the Iberians, these two countries will take a chunk of land from them, and actually completely fend off the tribe. So this tribe is dismantled. But now, well, actually, I forgot to show this. This is what it looks like. But Corsica and Sardinia are now discovered, and naval travel is getting better, so that is good. And the French are the ones to explore it, and they will make a landing on these islands and conquer them, and they'll now make a landing on Corsica and conquer it, as well as now Sardinia. And the French are rebuilding their empire, but the Italians don't like that, and they're going to start to explore up north. Of course, the Alps are here, and that's very, very tricky, so they're not going to do a bunch. But they're going to go up here, and they're going to start to take more land, and yeah, they kind of start to go both ways, and it looks kind of interesting. But tensions between the Italians and the French are obviously heating up. But the French will now make a landing on Sicily, and this is very surprising. But the French have a good navy, and they are going to just completely annihilate Sicily. It is now gone, and the French have seemed to enclose the Italians, or enclose, I don't think that's a word, but like they're surrounding them. And like I said, the French have a very well advanced navy. Actually, they're probably the only country with a navy. But it is a good one. But that's partially just because they're the only one that has a navy. But the Italians now, or actually, well, yeah, the Italians, they are going to start to shoot, well, not shoot, they probably don't have guns yet. Yeah, they definitely don't have guns yet. but they're going to start to take land from the French down here, and they're going to kick them all the way out of the Italian peninsula. And the Italians will start to build up a navy of their own, and because they've stole the technology from the French, and now there are probably not any naval battles yet, but the Italians will come over here, and the first I can't talk. The first naval battle ever will take place here. The battle for these islands. I don't know what they're called, but it is not a very long, but it's actually a short battle, but the Italians will appear victorious. Or, is that a word? Victorious? I don't know. But I think, I'm like blanking, but the Italians have just won the first naval battle, and they have managed to make a landing on Sicily. And due to it being so far from France, after some very fierce battles, they will win over most of Sicily. But the French Navy continues to deploy troops here, and it will cause a very big pushback. But the Italians will follow with a pushback of their own, and they will kick the French out of Italy. But the French, they are going to go ahead and start going along the coast, and they are overtaking a lot of land up here, up north. They have slid down, and another battle, the Battle for Elba, will take place, and in it, the Italians will once again be victorious. I think that's a word, but they'll then send out. Well, I don't know if they'll capture. They'll probably capture that island, but they will then followed by a very, very big pushback of the French that pushes them back even beyond the Alps, and the Italians expand during this time too. And they'll make a landing on Corsica, and they'll take it. And following this, Sardinia will actually just become independent. And yeah, this is a big loss for the French. And on top of that, these Catalonians will take over these 3 islands, and the Dutch will begin to expand down here, and they will go over to Normandy, and now they look something like this, which is interesting. But it's time to take a look at over here, because this empire is, they're not really that stable, and this tribe is going to officially become not a tribe. They're going to become a country, and I'm not going to color them a different color because I think I just like having one red. Wait, they're not even fully red. Yeah, we'll color them a slightly different color, just making them a little more red. But they will begin to carry out lots of raids against the Mesopotamian Empire, I guess, and they will slide down the coast. And during this empire, like I said, is unstable, and these areas will begin to massively break away, and just kind of go back to being unclaimed. And so as they do this, these guys will get more and more powerful, and they will take over all of this empire. And due to great conquerors, they are now very big, and there will be a little bit of struggle for this land here, because some people outside of here don't really want to let them have this. and overall it's hard for them to control, so they will end up looking something like this. But they'll make up for it by going down the coast of Africa and taking some land. And they're looking interesting now. And these tribes, I've kind of debated what to do. I honestly might just get rid of the tribes. I feel like they're more of a hassle. So actually, yeah, I think I'm just going to do that. So the tribes were nice for the beginning, but overall we don't really need them. So I'll go ahead and erase that. But just know there are some tribes over here that is important. But at this point, the world is small, and people want to make it larger, and the Dutch are going to go ahead and find the British Isles, and then they're going to put everything into the British Isles, and they're going to start to explore it rapidly, and it's kind of too rapidly, because now their government, or not their government, their people don't like them, and when that happens, you have a rebellion, and that's exactly what happens. A new government takes charge, and the French will quickly scramble to take back their land, but they will actually fail once again, and this country that was just Dutch is now Normandy, I guess, and they're starting to put a lot of their people over here, and it's going effectively. They're exploring Scotland, and tribes are probably established here, but they began moving a lot of people here, and those people decided to establish a new country, and this country will become very large, but these guys' government is overthrown once again. I'm actually not going to make it that blue, but it's overthrown, and they're kicked out, but they have moved their government and people over to Cornwall, where they will continue to exist as a nation. So they've went from Dutch to Normandy to Cornwall, and they're going to compete with this English country, and they do compete. They don't like each other, and that is made very well known, but now their government over here in Cornwall is overthrown, and this country can really not catch a break, so now they're just Wales, and now Cornwall and England are fighting, and it's great because let me color that a different color. Let me do some brighter colors. You need brighter colors. But now London is formed as a country, and it's fighting back now. And now Cornwall is pushed back to this little peninsula thing. And no unity yet because the Isle of Wight has just declared independence from London, and London is gonna respond to this by taking parts of England, and now England and Wales are going to battle, and Wales is gonna push up and take this outer area, but once again they can just not handle themselves, and Wales, their government is overthrown, and they're pushed once again back up here to, what is this called? Okay, so the city over here is called Edinburgh. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I'm going to call it Edinburgh, but that is what this country is renamed to. Actually, first they're renamed to Scotland, but, guess what happens? yep, it repeats. Scotland breaks away, and it's now just called Edinburgh or Edinburgh. Not sure how to pronounce it. And Scotland will go ahead and take the rest of the explored land over here. And England is not doing too good, but they are going to make up for it by pushing up here and pushing Edinburgh back. And then they're going to push Wales a little bit back. And then Wales is going to retaliate, and they're going to push back more. And you can tell I'm not uniting the British. Just like Aegis Pro series, it's too dangerous. And it's at this point that South England will declare independence from North England. That's too close of a color to Cornwall. There's too many colors here. Can't find colors. There we go. But South England will declare independence from North England. And yeah, the border will look something like this. And the British Isles are not in good shape. But it's amazing how this country went from over here to over here to over here to Wales. I don't know why I just said over here and over here and over here. They went from Netherlands to Normandy to Cornwall to Wales to Scotland, and now they're just Edinburgh or Edinburgh. Yeah, so capitals. These are all the capitals. But yeah, it's time for some great expansion. This red country is going to start to massively invade Turkey, and once again, like Italy, use great modern warfare tactics, like stuff used in the Punic Wars, and Turkey, their citizens will eventually call for the complete annihilation of the empire, and people don't like it here, and so it will be annihilated, and Cyprus is discovered, it's taken over, and these guys will go up to the Caucasus Mountains, and then they'll stop because it's really mountainous up there, and of course they don't like mountainous, so they'll start to explore over here into Persia, and they'll go deeper into the Arabian Peninsula. And, well, they're not just going to explore this. Of course, they're going to colonize it, too. They're colonizing a lot. And they're taking it very fast. And, it's not particularly good to take land this fast. But this empire, their citizens love it here. Or they thought, the governments thought they did. Apparently they don't, which is why we see, what's a good color? There's this bluish one. This bluish country will break away and just completely overthrow the government, leading to just a new country established, and they will simply just move their capital, I guess over here to Mesopotamia. And this blue empire is, well, they're not much different than the old one. They are going to go ahead and go down the Nile, and they are going to go ahead and not only go down the Nile, but also colonize the Nile. Yeah, they're expanding fast, just like their old self, and they're going over to Tunisia now, and they're going too far. They've now reached Gibraltar, and it's like, what? And these tribes are gonna quickly kick them back out, and well, they're not just gonna kick them back out, they're gonna fight, and so that was short-lived, but good job. They now cross over into Europe, and the build up a navy and explore Greece, even though it's pretty mountainous. And well, they take Greece now, and this country, everything is theirs pretty much. They're even more expansionist than the old Red Empire. They're taking it way too quick. The only thing saving them is that their government, or not their government, their people are happy, and as long as your people are happy, you're fine. Maybe not. I don't know. Probably not. But yeah, so now they're going up into the Caspian Sea, and they have just taken over the areas of Turkmenistan, or modern Turkmenistan. They now go over to what would be Pakistan, and they're the biggest country on this map, and they're going way too fast into the Balkans. They just charge up, meet the Baltic Sea, and they go ahead and they just reach right up there, and then they collapse. And this is what its fracture looks like. Yeah, that's quite a bit. A lot of countries were created out of this, and yeah, it completely fractured. It no longer exists. I guess you could say this is the successor state. But I mean, I guess it really is, but it is, yeah, the empire's gone, and leaves us with these bad borders, but that will be cleaned up because the Italians and all these guys, all these new countries, are working together to explore around the Alps and Central Europe. And this is what they have explored so far, and yeah, let's expand some of these countries a little bit. And this is what this expansion looks like. But we saw a lot of events in this video. I wanted to say again, this was sped up, not in the same time format that we were working with previously. I worded that really weird, but basically this was a lot more time passed in this video. I'm sorry for making the first two pretty slow, but we're almost at 30 minutes, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.